Hey guys, welcome to our Azure Learning YouTube channel. So in this video, we're gonna talk about Azure Functions, why that Azure Functions and how we can use that and how we can apply triggers over there. This is what we're gonna see completely today. And I plan to make it as a series. This is the part one video. So let's get into the introduction. And Azure Functions. Azure Functions means what? It's a serverless compute service. If you're gonna search over there, you can find that Azure Functions. NZTIONS. Oh, sorry, that's not coming over here, but that we can find it here itself. NZTIONS, yeah, function app. So here itself we can access that. So that function app creation is not a big deal. Okay, so first of all, what is that Azure Functions? It's a serverless compute service which comes from our Microsoft Azure. It literally allows you to run a small piece of code that calls function. Okay, without worrying about the infrastructure. And also, um, your code is literally triggered by a specific event that can be like HTTP request, or if anybody did any modifications or any changes which they did in the database or scheduled task, this one would trigger. Okay, see, let's go with one scenario. Imagine you wanted to send an email whenever a user signups for your app. Okay, Azure Functions can handle that automatically when triggered. Okay, so let's see. Let me create it again. Hmm. See, these are all the hosting plans which we are getting. Consumption, functions premium, app service integrations, container app environment. Like you can find various plans over here, but I'm just gonna take this flex plan. Okay, because premium gonna take means some things would come. See, flex consumption means maximum I can do scale out up to 1,000 instance. Okay, so if you had a huge workload, you can also execute it over here. And event driven architecture is also there. Event driven means nothing. Functions are triggered by the events from Azure service, or that can be that events can happen in on-prem resources as well. It can be comes from external systems as well. Okay, that's what event driven architecture. Let's select it. Give me a minute. So I'm not going to take this one. I'm just going to take this pay as you go consumption area. So just select this one. And here I'm just gonna choose the resource group. Resource group name is my RG Azure. Select that. I'm just applying one name for this. And also here you don't worry about the billing. Okay, because this one would work on pay as you go type. Pay as you go means based on the usage we have to pay, right? Similarly, based on the execution time making. For example, if it gonna execute for 5 minutes, so you need to pay for that 5 minutes. You don't want to pay any amounts for that Azure to maintain the infrastructure or anything. Okay, only we gonna pay based on the execution time. And also which supports various multiple programming languages, C Sharp, Java, Python, JavaScript, and many things. Okay. So let's give a name for that function app. So my function app. This is the name which I'm applying, but see, this name is not available because someone took this name. This one is globally available. So try to give an unique name. So I'm just play function app 101. Oh, this name also took by someone. So I'm just giving it like B190. I think this one will be available. Yes. And here we need to tell the runtime stack. Okay, so if you had a Python, you can give it. Or else if you had a Node.js code, you can give it. Node.js is literally would work in top of DB, and Java and Python PowerShell core. If you want to use, you can select it. If you want to integrate a new programming or any other language, you can go with that custom handler. So now I'm taking this Python, and 3.11 they are suggesting. So we can take this, and here they telling the region. So Canada Central. So that can be, Canada Central, we can leave it. And generally Python, they would suggest to go with the Linux. Okay, here they are not supporting to go with the Windows. But if you're gonna select the .NET, Windows would come. Okay. So, but now I'm just taking Python, and which can be Canada Central. So now we can go to the storage. Okay, so whatever the files which we are going to execute in top of Azure Functions, that would store under the storage account. Okay, so mm, mm, let's go to the networking. Mm. And also the biggest advantage is here we can do the quick deployment. Okay, so whatever the script you had, you're gonna just paste the code over here and you will get that output. Okay, so where and all peoples are using this function app? Okay, so in many cases, peoples are using this web API and data processing areas. And web API means that creating lightweighted APIs that scales on demand, and data processing, which process the data streams in real time, such as logs or IoT data, like that. And automated tasks, which is like scheduling jobs like clean up your database post work, and sending the periodic notifications, this all. And you can also integrate third party integrations also, it would work. For example, which would automate workflows. Okay, workflows means nothing, that CI/CD kind of pipeline. So between your app and then the external service, that also we can do it over here. Okay, so this is the monitoring insight. So if you wants to monitor the performance, you can select it, but now I'm just clicking like no. And here the deployment. If you had any source code which is available on your GitHub repository, you can easily integrate it over here. And also, if you wants to enable the continuous deployment, you can enable it over here. Continuous deployment means nothing. If I'm gonna update something in the GitHub repository, that would automatically reflects into the function app repo. Okay, that's what this continuous deployment. And you can give your GitHub account. But now I'm just going with the disable part. And authentication settings, this also I'm just skipping this for now. And this tags, so if this gonna be in an organization, you must give this resource tag. So I'm just giving it like environment for dev, and client is SDF International Private Limited. And here we can give the project manager, who gonna be the manager. So like you can pass any values which is related to your organization. Okay, so we gave this and just review this. It would validate all the configurations which you defined, and now it would create it. Okay, now this one validating all the properties, and it would create it. See, the creation is going on. Okay, so the deployment submitting process is going on. This one would take few seconds to complete. So here you can find all the log status in this overview page, that inputs, outputs, the respective template. Those all you can find it over here. Okay, still it's loading. Okay, so when you started, the time, so this is all coming. That storage account, this all it created. Let's hit refresh. Okay, so still the deployment is going on. Generally, that function app creation would take 2 to 3 minutes. So we have to wait for 2 more minutes, then it would create. Okay, that subscription resource groups and all looks good. Let's go to the resource group. Now we can check. See, that app service come over. Just go there. Where is the one? My RGSU, right? This is what we took, right? See, that app service plan and then that storage account got created. And also that, see, our deployment is done. If you're gonna open that, we can find all the stuff. Hmm. See, my function app B190 games. Here, many properties are there. You can integrate that encryption keys and then that environment variables, configurations, authentication, how we can map that SSL certification over there. We can do scale out for high availability scenario, apply logs, like many things are there to discuss. This all we'll see in the part 2 video. Okay, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next part. Thank you, everyone.